Hello, dear students. I'm Dr. Madhuri, and I hope that your study of the subject English is going well because we have taken up various topics of English grammar and writing skills so far. As we have been studying translation from Hindi to English and English to Hindi, in that series today we will take up verb conjugation. Do you know what is verb conjugation? Or is it a new word for you? Or have you heard about it before? If you haven't heard about this word before, don't worry. In this lesson, I'm going to discuss what is verb conjugation in English, and this topic will be very useful for you when you will deal with translation or tenses in English or active and passive voice and direct and indirect speech. I believe that you already know what is a verb because we have studied about verb in the lessons on parts of speech, elements of a sentence in English, and basic sentence structure in English. Dear students, I recommend that if you have not watched that video lessons, please watch those video lessons because that will make you able to understand all the basics of English grammar and you will have the hassle-free learning, easy learning of all those grammar topics that we will cover up in the next video lessons. Now let's know what is verb conjugation. But first, let's quickly revise what is a verb. A verb in English grammar is a word that shows the action or the state of being. Now, verb conjugation. The verb conjugation refers to how a verb changes to show a different person, tense, number, or mood. But before we go deep into verb conjugation, let's have a quick introduction to verbs. Well, I can say that when you begin learning the English language, one of the first things you were taught is the definition of verb. In fact, sentences can't be considered complete without including at least one verb. However, it gets trickier to analyze verb's definition and answer basic questions like what is a verb, what is a verb phrase, etc. Another definition of verb requires us to look at verbs as the heart of the sentence, without which a sentence's central meaning would be lost. If you ask what is a verb, the simplest definition of verb would be words that describe action in all its forms. To define verb further, this group of words explains three main things. First is physical actions, second, mental actions, and third is states of being. Let us take up all these three phrases one by one and let's understand them in detail. The first verb definition is words that explain physical actions someone or something takes. This definition is the most common answer to the question, what does verb mean? To understand this definition of a verb, let's have some examples. Meera ran around the block. In this sentence, Meera is the noun, it's a name of a person, and the word ran describes the action she takes. इस सेंटेंस में मीरा एक नाउन है और the word ran is the verb क्योंकि ये उस एक्शन को डिस्क्राइब कर रहा है जो यहाँ सब्जेक्ट के द्वारा किया जा रहा है. Another example. The ball fell on the other side of the fence. In this example, ball is the noun and the word fell describes the physical action. Likewise, the previous sentence. In that sentence also, Meera ran around the block. The verb shows the physical action of Meera. Now let's take up the second phrase, that is describing mental actions. These are the words that describe mental actions someone or something takes. They are also categorized under what are verbs. Let me explain it with some examples. Sam realized that he had not done his homework. In this sentence, Sam is the noun and the word realized describes what he just thought about. Another sentence, the baby forgot its toy at the park. Here, baby is the noun and forgot describes the mental action that happened. So, in these examples, you just notice that there are some action words. However, there is one more component in verb definition, and that's in the third category, the state of being. So, these are the words that describe a state of being. Isn't it a good idea to understand with some examples? Juhi is happy. Here in this sentence, Juhi is the noun and is happy is her current state of being. These stative verbs do not refer to a physical action. Rather, they express a state or condition, things which are permanent, things which don't have a beginning or end. Well, let's have some examples of stative verbs. They are like love, believe, know, have, understand, prefer, hate, and many more like this. Do you know how many types of stative verbs are there in English? Okay, well, there are 4 types of stative verbs. They include senses, emotion, being, and possession. One thing is common about these 4 stative verbs is that they are not used in the present continuous form. It's not grammatically correct to say like I'm loving, I'm having, I'm believing. No, we use the present simple form with these stative verbs. We are talking of the present time. Likewise, if we are talking of the past time, then we will use the past simple tense, and the same is the case with the future time. So, dear students, always do remember that these stative verbs should be used in the simple tense form, not in the continuous. For example, I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. I love mangoes. But you never say, I am loving mangoes. I am having 2 brothers and 1 sister. These 2 sentences are grammatically incorrect. So please don't use the stative verbs in the present continuous form. And also remember, here the word have is used in the sense of own, possess. It's not the form of that helping verb has. Well, what are verbs that link nouns with pronouns or adjectives? They are the words that describe the state of being. To simply define verb of this form, they express your current state of existence. They work by connecting the 2 main parts of a sentence so that you get a complete idea of the situation. If people ask you to define verb or give the definition of a verb as a state of being, you can simply say to be or not to be, where both the be's in the statement represent a state of being, making understanding verb's definition easier. So, in brief, we can say a verb is a word that expresses the action, mental as well as physical, and the state of being. So, to sum up the definition of the verb, we can say number 1, physical action verbs, number 2, mental action verbs, and number 3 is state of being. The definition of verb also requires you to learn the formal terms for the parts of a sentence. So, it's good to know about the linking verb also. What's a verb? That's a true linking word. We have all the conjugations of the verb be, including is, am, are, was, were, been, and being. Now let's know what is a verb phrase or how to define a verb phrase. Dear students, when you will know about the verb phrase, you will discover 2 types of verb. Why we should know what is a verb phrase? Because any verb definition would be considered incomplete unless the question what is a verb phrase is addressed. So we are addressing here this question and we are trying to get the answer of this question. So what is a verb phrase? Understanding verb phrase is important when using more than one action or linking word in a sentence. Verb phrases can be easily identified as they have an auxiliary verb that is also known as the helping verb, and it's followed by an action or main verb. To get a comprehensive understanding of what are verbs, dear students, always remember that they are necessary during an action or when there is a specific condition over a time period. So, using multiple action or linking words together is the definition of a verb phrase. To make it clearer, we can say when helping verbs are used with the action words or linking words, a verb phrase is formed. Going by this definition of verb phrase, you will always find the helping verbs before the action or linking words in an affirmative sentence. So the formula is helping verb plus action or linking verb is equal to a verb phrase. Let's have a few examples. I was cooking my dinner. In this sentence, was cooking is the verb phrase. Let's have another example. They had been playing football. In this sentence, had been playing is the verb phrase. Now I hope that you can easily tell or you can easily answer the question, what does verb mean? And at the same time, you can identify a verb and verb phrase quite easily. It wouldn't be hard for you to identify them. Sometimes this verb phrase contains an adjective clause or adverb phrase. These modifiers are crucial to the understanding of what a verb phrase and in extension what does verb mean, as they give us more information on what's happening in the sentence. To understand what's a verb phrase modifier, look at the following sentences. Cleaning the house, which we haven't done yet, happens on Saturday mornings. In this sentence, which we haven't done yet, this is a verb phrase modifier. Dear students, apart from the definition of verb and the role of verb, it's also important to learn about verb tense definition. Understanding this verb's definition will help you in establishing when the action is happening. What is a verb tense? That we study in detail when we will take up the topic tense in English grammar. So, just in brief, I tell you that there are three tenses, the past, the present, and the future, that we use to explain when something occurs or is going to occur or happen. So, what's a verb tense? It's the form of the verb that helps us to figure out the time of the action, whether it's the present, the past, or the future. Now let's sum up the definition of verb. Simply, it's a part of speech that describes an action someone or something takes or a state of being someone or something is in. But dear students, always remember one word can be used as the verb and the same word can be used as a noun also. So, always determine whether a word is a verb or not and consider its job, its function in the sentence. For example, just read these two sentences. Never give strangers access to your password. The second sentence is, if you can't access the web pages during the peak hours, try again. In the first sentence, access is a thing, it's a noun that you can give to somebody. And in the second sentence, access is something you do, it's a verb and you do with a computer. So the point is that whether a word is considered a noun or a verb depends on how it is used in the sentence.